Hi, welcome to Breakfast Casa Laguna style with Chef Sarah. And today we're going to make pancakes. And pancakes are popular, people like them. I'm not a big fan usually. They don't have a lot of good stuff in them. So I searched out a recipe that would have some really good solid nutrients and fiber and protein in them. And it just turned out that this recipe was gluten-free. So I thought, well, that's great. A lot of people are gluten-free these days, and this will be a great option for our guests. So I've wanted to show you how to do them so that I can show you how easy it is. The gluten-free seems kind of daunting sometimes, but it's not. Flours are available at lots of grocery stores. They're fairly inexpensive. We're going to use 6 different flours in ours. We're going to use coconut flour, which is going to give you that depth of flavor, the white rice flour, brown rice flour, potato starch, tapioca starch, and then the flaxseed meal, which is going to give you that really good fiber and protein. And so come on in the kitchen with me and I'll show you how to make them. Okay, welcome to the Casa Kitchen. We're going to make the coconut flax pancakes. These are all of the flours we're going to use. We've got a coconut flour, white rice flour, brown rice flour, tapioca flour, potato starch, flaxseed meal. And all of these make up this perfect blend that react like flour, but they're actually gluten-free. And I didn't go out searching for a gluten-free pancake recipe. I wanted something with some nutrients in it, and this is a great recipe. It's full of protein and nutrients and fiber. So we're going to mix our dry first. And we're going to put all of our dries. These are pre-measured. White rice, brown rice, potato starch, tapioca starch, flaxseed. It's a ground flaxseed meal. And then our coconut flour. And we have a little bit of sugar. We're going to have just a little pinch of salt and baking powder. So you want to whisk these together. There's really no need to sift them through a sifter or anything like that because they're all kind of different grinds of fineness. You want, like, the coarse meal part of the flax meal is not going to go through a sifter very well, and everything else is so finely ground. You just need a quick little whisk, and they're ready to go. So we're going to set this aside. We're going to bring out all of our wet ingredients. 3 eggs. We got a cup and a quarter of milk, and I usually just put in the first cup, and then I check the consistency and add that extra quarter cup if I need to. I kind of like the dough to be kind of thick. It's easier to manage on the grill. And then that's our coconut oil that we'll mix in at the end. And you really want to break these eggs up. You want to make sure you're whisking the whites and the yolks really, really well. Kind of want to get a little frothy. Doesn't take long. A little bit of bubble, that's all you need. Okay, and now we are going to add our dry mixed flours to our wet. And you just dump the whole thing in. No need to be fussy about it. We're going to whisk it together. Doesn't take a lot to whisk it. You want to make sure you get all the lumps out. It doesn't take much because the flours are pretty finely ground. You will see the flax fleck in here. And just blend it so it's pretty smooth, besides the flecks of the flax meal. And so you can kind of see the little flax meal in there. That's totally fine. Don't try to break that up. That's your good fiber. See, nice and smooth. And then we're going to kind of fold in our coconut oil. You don't want to whip it in. You just want it to kind of be mixed in real lightly. And you can see the oil is kind of floating on top, so you know when you've got it in. Just do little large whisks. And you'll see when you've kind of gotten it all incorporated. It's a really nice silky batter. It's really good. Don't think I'm going to add the rest of the milk. I think it's going to be perfect. As it sits for a while, and we're going to rest this just for a bit while we heat up the griddle, it's going to thicken as well. The starches are going to kind of thicken it up. Okay, we'll let that rest. We'll heat up our griddle. So our griddle is heated up to 375. You can use an electric griddle like this. You can use a cast iron pan, non-stick pan, whatever you have in your house. Just get it up to a really decent heat. And don't put the oil in until you're ready to cook. Just let it get really hot. We're going to use coconut oil. Really good for high heat. Just kind of spread it around. Make sure you get a really good even coat of it all over your cooking surface, whether it be your pan or your griddle like this. And this is our dough. It's rested. It's a lot thicker. Nice and easy to work with. And you can use a quarter cup, a third of a cup, depending on what size pancake you want. And just kind of dollop it on there. Want to make sure it's hot enough so it starts cooking right away. And you can test it in a regular pan by just putting a little bit of dough in the pan and seeing how fast it spreads and then holds its space. If it spreads out too far, it's not hot enough. You want it to spread and kind of stop pretty quickly, then it's going to hold its shape. And we'll just let those cook for a little while. You want to make sure that there's bubbles evenly throughout the whole pancake, and then it's time to flip it. Okay, they're ready to flip. So, oh, they look beautiful. They smell amazing too. You smell all that coconut and the coconut oil. Ugh, delicious. So they don't need a lot of cooking on the other side, just maybe a minute or two, and then we're going to show you how to plate it up. We're going to take them off the griddle because they're done. You can keep them in an oven at like 200 degrees while you're making all of them to keep them warm for everybody and your family when you go to make them. And then we're going to make our brown buttered pineapple for the top. So I'll show you how to plate it. Okay, so you're going to get your pan really hot. Non-stick is preferable, but any good pan that you have. Make sure it's just dry heat until you're ready to put the butter in. The butter's going to brown pretty quickly in this hot pan. So we'll add our butter. And it's going to sizzle and get really frothy and brown. Smell it getting all nutty. And we're going to add our pineapple. Toss it around. You don't want to really cook the pineapple till it's soft. You kind of want to have that raw crunchiness to it. But that butter, really good flavor. Kind of turn it down a little bit. You don't want to burn it. Just that real heat hit in the beginning is what you're looking for. And then just do a little pass on the sugar. Maybe a teaspoon. You can see you're already getting a little bit of browning there. And that's all you need. Takes like 2-3 minutes. Okay, we have our pancakes ready to plate. And this is how we're plating at Casa this season. We're doing the brown butter pineapple on top. Just a couple pieces. Nice little serving. And these are served warm. And then we have the cold kiwi. Served, for that contrast of hot and cold. Nice tropical fruits. And we're going to do some toasted coconut. It's an unsweetened toasted coconut flake. Super easy, just dry roast it in a pan for like 2-3 minutes until it browns. A little coconut on top, some real maple syrup. And there you go, coconut flax pancakes. Enjoy.